Hi everyone, my name is Miles Jean-Louis and I'm a summer garden intern here at our campus garden. Today we're going to learn more about organic and pesticide-free garden and why it is used in our campus garden. And to do so, we're going to interview one of my fellow garden interns, Evan Cresci. So follow me this way. I'm here with my fellow garden intern for the summer, Evan Cresci. Evan, can you talk a little bit more about organic and pesticide-free gardening and why it is used in our campus garden?
Yeah, absolutely. So the TCNJ Bonner Campus Garden uses no additives that are chemically derived or unnatural to the earth. This is really important for a couple of reasons, one being the ecosystem around our garden, because if we're to put chemicals on the plants, the rain can take it and then contaminate the surrounding area and the surrounding crops, which could be bad for the deer, the fox, anything eating it. And also it's huge because when there's no chemicals on the food, as soon as it's ready to harvest, it's ready to eat. Pesticides have been found to be carcinogenic. So even after you rinse your fruit thoroughly, some of that could have seeped inside. So it's important to watch out for that. And yeah, it's a really good resource. It helps the health of the environment, the people, and the plants themselves.
Yeah, thank you for that. So could you expand a little bit more about what the benefits are to using that?
Yeah, so like I was mentioning, the environmental benefits are awesome. I mean, it really helps the animals that are around here because, like I was mentioning, if you put chemicals on plants, it can run off down the slope of the garden because it's kind of on a hill into the road and contaminate absolutely every plant that animals eat there. So birds can be infected, deer, fox, anything that eats plants. And then also it's bad for the insects that are here. So there's not as many pollinators that'll come by if there's pesticides and chemicals. Another benefit is the health. Certain pesticides have been found to be carcinogenic, and it's really important to watch where you're getting your food because if you're eating food with a lot of pesticides, it's not necessarily the best for your health. So here we decided that we didn't want to have to worry about that, and we were going to do completely sustainable and organic farming.
Thank you for all those tips. And then lastly, how could someone start their own at-home organic and pesticide-free garden?
So the first thing I would recommend is to diversify what you grow. Different crops take different nutrients from the soil. So if you're growing only tomatoes year-round, your soil's not going to have enough nutrients to nourish it. So I'd recommend going on Excel or just Word document and planning out what you're going to grow in a cycle of crop rotation so that the soil is good and healthy for it to grow. Also, I'd recommend composting. It's a very natural fertilizer that's one of the best, and it helps your crops grow big, strong, and tall, which is what we want. And lastly, I would recommend using products such as neem oil, insecticidal soap, organic soil. Anything that isn't chemically derived that can be used for the garden is very helpful. Here we constantly use neem oil because we have a lot of bugs called aphids, and neem oil targets them because the aphids will eat the plants, but neem oil doesn't negatively impact the environment or the pollinators that come by. So those are a couple tips that I would recommend.
Thank you, Evan, for taking the time to provide all that helpful insight about how someone can start their own at-home garden and, just the overall benefits using an organic and pesticide-free garden. All right, everyone. So just to recap a few of the points that we learned from earlier. One, having an organic and pesticide-free garden cuts down on all the yearly costs that it would take for pesticides and different chemicals to maintain and upkeep your garden. Number two is when you have an organic and pesticide-free garden, you're reducing the amount of greenhouse gases that are being emitted, which in turn is helping our ozone layer. And lastly, when you have an organic and pesticide-free garden, you are saving and helping all the wildlife within your garden. That also includes human health and the overall environmental health. So thank you, everyone. Stay tuned for our next video. I'll see you next time.